the On New Power Mornings with Letty and Teddy on Power 106.
Let's get it.
Man, oh man, we're the dynamic duo here, but we got nothing on this dynamic duo that just stepped in the room. We're talking about Cory Hardrict and our girl Jeffrey Maya from All American Homecoming on the CW. Thank you guys so much for coming through.
Of course.
It's been so good to see you both on TV, killing it on the screen. I know everyone does their own thing. You know, Jeffrey, you're a hometown hero. You're from Los Angeles, so we just got to bring you back to LA.
Yes.
And Cory, I feel like all of us have you in our lives. We're all afraid of you. You're very intimidating. I didn't know you said nice words, but you do.
Oh man, yeah, I'm a nice guy. I'm a good guy. Jeffrey tell you,
He is.
I'm a good guy.
He is
Full
on
of love.
set. Big brother, COVID
Right.
officer. He makes
Yes.
sure all of us
COVID
are
That's what I
officer.
heard.
Yeah.
I walked in here with my mask, so you know how it is.
Now, hey, listen, hey,
Someone has to do it.
you mask on
Right.
too, bro.
Right.
I see you.
See, that's the thing is, cause see, when you a legend like Cory is, and you got so much to lose, you can't afford to catch COVID. You know what I'm saying? You can't. So I understand, but we're excited to have you guys because
Thank
it's
you
a
for
big
having us.
moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
All American Homecoming,
Man.
Monday,
Yes.
CW,
9 p.m.
9
Don't forget the
p.m.
time.
Yeah.
She
And
said,
next
"Don't
day on
forget the
Hulu,
time."
if you got the Hulu TV.
Yes, yes,
Watch it
yes.
online, CW app. You know, we got to plug it
Jeffrey's
all
the
in.
star of the show. She's doing an amazing job, and like I said, HBCUs. Like I say, Jeffrey Maya, hometown legend, hero. She's
Right.
everything.
She's everything. See, I
She's
love how you
everything.
giving love.
You have to.
We have to.
Yes, you
We
have
really
to.
do.
You know, the HBCU experience is so special. I'm a Latina, but seeing everything that HBCU, just the different universities and the different cultures, and something to have as your own is so important. And it's something that I would aspire for just my own community.
Big facts.
Absolutely.
How did that experience in your guys' own lives, how do you bring that into a show like this?
I mean, I think like the most amazing thing about it is kind of like the reality of the situation is a lot of people live that life every single day. Like me, went to Clark Atlanta University, so it wasn't just a part of like a scene or a script and like
you had to read.
Yeah, anytime I talk to people or anytime I have sit down interviews with people, it's like I try to make that very known. Like the thing about representing a community is reflecting the truth, and the truth is there are kids who go to HBCUs who are engulfed in their culture and engulfed in the legacy and the Black excellence that they're able to experience when they go.
Yes.
And it's just like, why wouldn't we have a show like that? It's real life. It's telling the truth about people's experiences. So I'm just grateful to be able to sit here and utilize my own experiences and kind of bring that to life with this character because it was so different than being on All American. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's fun, it's exciting, but it's also my truth. And it's like art
Jeffrey.
imitates life. So it's an opportunity for me that's like, I'm just so grateful to be able to tell the truth, you know?
I was just about to say that because when you get the script and all that, it's eerily similar to your life.
Very.
LA. Now you're going to.
I ain't from
HBCU.
Beverly Hills, but you know.
I know you from South Central.
Right.
We're from the same
Right.
place. But
Real
I'm saying
LA.
like
Yeah.
it definitely. Like you said, it was a good feeling knowing like art imitates life. I really walk these shoes. I don't have to play out of my element. Not to say you can. You guys are obviously actors. You guys are amazing at what you do. So that's not a problem. Is to get in someone else's shoes, but just to have that experience and be able to call within those moments, it makes this that much special.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like
even
Jeffrey
more.
said, like the show is deep rooted in truth. And when I had talked to NK about the show, and she was telling me this world she was creating, I said, "This is my life, like with my kids. Like I'm a disciplinarian. I'm strict on my son.
you're a
I'm
coach.
training. I'm a coach." And I told her, "Wow, this character is something different than I've ever played before. This would be amazing to portray this character. And it's not far from who Cory is as a man, as a father, as a Black man in this world. And I definitely want to play something inspiring for the youth, just for everyone to see, And we're doing that. We get to do that every week, so it's a blessing just to work with an amazing cast. Who the other cast is not here, but they're here in spirit. We love them.
For
We're one
real.
big family.
Yeah.
And we couldn't do it without us all. And we're having fun.
Do you guys get HBCU students, people that watch, hitting you guys like it's a different type of commenting, I'm sure, either on your social media posts like, "This is my life." Like that's the best, like I think, voice that you're being successful at it, that people are seeing themselves on screen, like the real people that are going through it right now.
Absolutely.
Do you guys receive that?
Yeah, and I feel like, sometimes Hollywood can skew things. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times people look at the industry and don't really understand like the groundwork or the foundation of it all. And it's kind of like, and I talk about this too, like if you're in Hollywood for fame and fortune, it's like you'll get that, but then you have to think about like beyond that, like, you know, the tip of the iceberg, like what's under that, like beyond the surface. And I feel like at the end of the day, what it is that Cory and I and the rest of our cast or our showrunner NK is doing is we're literally creating a legacy for people, again, to just see themselves and be reflected. And it's so important for communities at the end of the day. And also too, like the last time we had a show like this was a different world. And that was when, like
30 years. How long ago was that?
Yeah, like what's the 90s, right? Like at least like 30 plus at least.
And those shows made you feel a certain way. You know, they all had a certain spirit to them. So now, you know, it's coming back around, and the world is like, people are gravitating towards it, like, wow, we need this. So as much as people are saying we need it, we're going to continue to keep giving them that, you know.
That's
you
what
gotta listen to the people, because that's first.
Right. Even like you mentioned a different world. Like I remember gravitating towards that show, even though I said I'm Latino too, right? But it was captivating, and not knowing back then the sense of pride that I'm sure like people watching, like, you know, a black person watching that show can feel, right? And so this is why a show like this is so important, right? I think that anytime that you can highlight the light on HBCUs, it's important because you're entertaining, but you're enlightening, right? You're like showing the future, the way. And I have a question for Cory.
Yes.
Cory, you're so young, but you've been in the game for so long, right? And to consistently get work, how has it shifted? Like when you take on a role, how do you decide yes or no, as opposed to when you were younger, right? When it was like, are you more like, I'm responsible on what I choose or when I say yes to?
Where's the shooting? My kids.
Okay.
My family. It's different. I have a 10-year-old son, 3-year-old daughter. So I spent, like when my son was born, I spent half of his life so far, like overseas. Like I was gone 3, 4, 5 months out the year for like 4 or 5 years straight. And that was tough on me. So when I had my daughter, you know, I was filming a show in Puerto Rico. It was called The Oath. I was doing the show. Right. And what happened was she couldn't come over, and it ate me up. Like, and I was like, I can't be away from her. And then the pandemic happened. And then this show. So I you know, I'm a man of faith. You know, I prayed. I said, God, you know, I need to work on something close to home, you know, at least for now. And then this came about. So the good Lord answered my prayers. So
my man.
So I work 5 minutes from the house. It's a blessing.
Wow.
Hey.
Yes, so I can just come in, go to work, go home, and you know, it's a great feeling.
You can go home for lunch if you want to, bro.
I don't think so, but no, it's an amazing feeling though. So that's the factor, and of course the material. This material was, like Jeffrey said, art imitating life. Yeah. It was real. This needed to be shown, you know, in a real way, representing black culture. Right. And like I say, to me, I don't think it's just, it starts with the black community and black culture, but this show is diverse and everybody can relate to it because, you know, everyone feels the same way, you know, so it's definitely relatable to all races.
Grown up.
Correct.
Everyone grows up. Most of us go to college, but those experiences, like being out on your own and discovering the world, or, you know.
I also want to talk to the point of like how you guys, you know, so that you guys are, you know, representing the Latino community. What I love about just like the diversity of television now is like we're able to see other people tell their stories, and that's literally what the world looks like. You know what I mean? It's like, just because we're from the black community does not mean that we cannot watch shows representing your community and really identify or relate or want to celebrate, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, at this point, I feel like there's so much power in like the pen for these creatives, like whether it be the Latino community, the black community, the Asian community, whatever the case may be, we all have stories. And again, not taken away from the white stories, you know what I mean? Because again, it's a part of the world, it's a part of the experience, but it's definitely time for us to like normalize like being clear on the fact that there's so many more stories to tell. 100%. There's so many more experiences to really like engulf and take in and utilize to like kind of carry through and perpetuate more storytelling. You know what I mean?
You're talking like a rapper, Jeffrey. Like,
look, get me on the mic.
Like, be the change you wish to see in the world type of deal.
Real,
but it is that, I think, even with the avenues that are allotted to us, it is on our, like, it's not so much about complaining anymore. It's kind of like, what can I do about it? What can I do to change the narrative, either of what's on me or to show people what I've gone through?
Yeah, absolutely.
You talked about your prayers, Cory, and clearly you have favor.
Thank you.
So I would like to request a prayer for the Los Angeles Lakers, because we are.
Oh, man. Oh man.
Next season.
Oh, it hurt
We're
my
not
heart.
even thinking about playoff time anymore.
No, that's not
We're
even
all
happening.
LA here.
We're not even a play-in. It's not
Yeah.
playoff. We're not even in a
Man.
play-in. That hurt me when I saw that. But you know what? We'll come back.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I should go to front office and make some moves.
Do something.
Oh, word? That's
Go
what you
help
gonna
out.
do?
Please.
I might.
Yeah, you
know,
might as
I
well.
might.
It's giving coach.
Coach.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Listen,
Oh, you're a coach
yeah,
off
it's
the
giving
field.
pull up.
Listen, I be on Twitter all the time arguing with people and
Yeah.
adding LeBron. I be adding like the players. Like, look, this is
This
what y'all
is what you
need to
need
do.
to do.
I'm screaming.
He don't
Yeah.
need to play. He needs to play. You know, I
Russell,
do that.
stop talking back to the reporter.
Oh my gosh, you know.
No, but I know it comes
Just
from
passion.
I think acting is its own passion. We do radio, it's a
Yeah.
passion. We see these ballers and it's their passion.
Yes.
As much as we feel like, damn, just get it together, they feel, oh, just get
They
it
feel it
together.
too. They feel it too.
Have either of you felt that in your careers where it's like, why is just this not hitting? It may have been a role. It may have been even just getting the opportunity. It's just that I don't know if it's actor's block, for lack of another term. But
Well, I
have
could
either of you felt
say-
that?
Well, you want to go first?
No, go ahead.
I can say for myself, I get like a lot of people like on social media, they'll like DM me or at me and say, how come you wasn't in Black Panther? How come you wasn't in, like, they'll just be like, it was my
Period.
fault. I'm like, well, I
Yeah.
didn't audition for it. I didn't
Right.
have a chance to. So then I start thinking, like, how come I didn't get a shot? And then I start getting in my head, like, you know, well, I need to start getting in front of these people. But then your journey is your journey and your path is your path.
That's real.
You know, as long as you're in it for the right reasons, you do the work, what's for you can't nobody take away from you. So that's,
Say
Ever.
you know, it's
that.
not about getting there fast. It's just about getting there in the right time. So you don't have to just be in a hurry to, you know, achieve all your goals, whether that's in life goals, acting goals, whatever, you know, friendships, relationships. You don't have to be in a hurry. Everything takes time.
That's fire.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I look at it now. And I wasn't like that years ago. I used to be so mad, angry, you know, whatever.
It's emotional. This is the
'Cause
thing
it's
you love. This is
hard.
your baby.
Like, I'm better than
This
him.
is
He can't even
hard.
act. You know, so it's
No,
like I
for
would
real.
be doing all that stuff, just being real
Yeah.
with you. But then I'd start to calm down a little bit and just say, you know what? What's meant to be will be. And I'll get there. And that's it.
Yeah, but you know what, Corey?
That's it.
You know what a lot of actors can't say?
That's it.
That they're cool with all the barbs in the world. You know what I'm saying? They can't say that. Can they say they've been a part of a Nicki Minaj video?
Oh, man.
I'm just saying because you know that I think
I love
like
the
that,
barbs,
that,
man.
that- I think that we're so used to just seeing people for like what we're accustomed to seeing, like, oh, that's just Nicki. But no, like, this is a legend, right?
Yes.
This is a hip hop icon, and you're in the video with her, and you were doing
Man.
like, and it's just an amazing feeling. Talk about that. Like, how has the love been, either from the barbs or just from people that you don't think they would normally know who you were or follow your work now? Say, hey, you're the guy from the Nicki video.
You know what? I've gotten a lot of love, you know, from like friends, people in the community, just be like, you know what, that was intense. Like that 2-3 minutes you were in, they were like, I loved it.
It was definitely a movie.
Yeah, and like I say, shout out to Benny Boom. He directed us on.
so
He had
high.
directed
Oh,
All American
Benny,
and
he
All American
did.
Homecoming. He
Love
called
Benny
me.
Boom.
And if you guys know Benny, he called me and he was just kind of like, Nicki's looking for a real actor. I told her you can do it. I need you down here at 9:00 in the morning. Here's these sides. I was like, wait, what?
Word?
It happened like that.
Damn.
And then he said little baby, and then my son, I told my son, he was like, my son was like, Dad, do it. That's my favorite rapper. You got to go.
Baby.
So when he said little
Yes.
baby, I didn't
I'm
get a
there.
chance to meet him. I said, I'm going to go. But it's been a blessing, man. It's been cool. I had fun. Nicki's amazing. She's one of the biggest artists of all time.
Yeah, and she
People
loves
forget
to
that. You know what I'm saying? They just
Yeah.
forget that. Like, Nicki's still one of the best ever to do it. So I was, honored to be in the video. So
Shout out to all the barbs too.
shout out to the Barbs. Yeah.
Yeah, you know they love that. They love shout outs, man.
I'm trying to get Nicki to All American Homecoming. God willing.
See,
season
Hey.
two.
favor for a favor,
You know
right?
what?
That
Come
would be
on
lit.
now.
That would be
I mentioned
amazing.
they went crazy on social media, and the Barb's like, Nicki, you better go get
She
that
responded
bag.
too.
Yeah.
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
and she responded, too.
It's gonna happen.
Season two. Season
Yeah.
two.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
Simone's
Maybe she
best
can be
friend.
the tennis
We'll see.
Come in.
Season 2, God willing.
God
you know.
willing. We're still waiting to
We're
hear.
still waiting to hear.
We're still
So
waiting to hear, but
this
we'll
interview
see.
got to go
Yeah.
everywhere. We need 1,002,000
You're right.
people that day.
Let's
Check
get
this
this
out.
petition started.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
Barbs. Let's make it happen. Let's get Nicki on All American Homecoming.
Don't tell them that because you know they'll do
It's
it.
going to happen. You know
They
it's about
will
to
do
happen.
that.
You
But-
finna go viral, Teddy. You
If we
finna go
find
viral.
out episode 9 that Nicki's on, me and Letty gonna be mad.
I'm
You couldn't let us
screaming.
know when you kept it from
She's
us.
the season finale. Yeah, that would be crazy.
Bro, I'm like Corey,
Tennis,
Jeffrey, what we
tennis
doing?
coach.
Look, I'm okay. Imagine
Tennis coach. for
Yeah.
Jeffrey.
Coach Minaj.
I see
I
it.
wouldn't be mad at that.
I see
That'd
it.
be super cute.
Yeah, come on, Nicki.
Right. I would love that.
But nah, it's
actually.
been, everything's been cool with that response. So
Jeffrey, Simone on the show goes
Yes.
through a lot. teen girls go through a lot. It's a lot of pressure on you to give that to the screen.
Yeah.
Did you have to tap into your own teenage experience? I know it was like a couple years ago.
Yeah, it was yesterday. I just graduated last week. No, but truthfully, I mean, college, it is such a different world, no pun intended. Like, it's literally a transitional period of your life that requires so much, like, just presence, vulnerability, willingness, and, like, the ability to persevere. Because I know for me, like y'all know, grew up in South Central LA, did not come from money at all. So I was taught at a very early age, like, you have to grind for what it is that you want. Luckily, I grew up as a child actor, so I kind of already, like, you know, had this foundation of, like, I know what it is that I want to do. But a lot of kids go to school not knowing what they want to do.
Big fact.
You know what I mean? And I am I'm a believer wholeheartedly of, it's not about the what always, but it's about the how and the why. And I feel like college is such an amazing experience for that, for you to kind of really craft and cultivate that. And your experience plays a huge part. And college was not easy for me at all. There was a year where me and my mother were like, I don't know how we're going to pay for this. And I had to really come to terms with the fact that I might not graduate, or I might not graduate on time. I didn't graduate on time, not because of that, but because, again, college, you partying, you know, you got to figure out the work-life balance and you know how to navigate. But I think the main things that I had to really kind of, like, remember just from college days is just that feeling of, I am alone. And I am an adult.
This is adulting.
This is adulting. And even though freshman year is given, like, you know, I got a dorm room and, you know, I don't need a job yet. But it's like sophomore, junior year when, like, things really start to, like, take a toll on, okay, I have rent now. I have a car. I'm taking, like, 40 credits or whatever, like, you know, what have you.
Damn.
It's a lot on top of having a job. Like, I did every job you could possibly think of. I was a nanny. I worked at restaurants. I worked at a massage envy. Like, I've done everything you could possibly think of just to sustain myself, just to eat. You know what I mean?
You had the true college experience.
I was broke.
Also,
like, what? I was broke.
South Central to Clark, Atlanta. We know LA is not Atlanta.
Right.
It's not Atlanta.
It's definitely
So
not.
that must have been a whole culture shock as well, like getting adjusted to the South.
Yeah, it was so funny because one of my best friends and I, we flew the same flight to get there. And I'll never forget, like, you know, when you fly into cities like New York or LA, you see, like, city lights and buildings.
Yeah.
I was flying to Atlanta and we saw nothing but trees and dirt.
Pine and
we were like,
pine and bushes.
bushes
we
and
were
Waffle
like,
Houses.
What? Yes. And I miss Waffle House,
cicadas.
actually. Cicadas. Oh, they're so beautiful. Well, the sound of them are beautiful. Like,
What?
no, I mean,
Nah.
they're a city girl.
That's
Like,
how you know you lived in Atlanta.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
Corey's like, no, we're from LA.
Flying roaches, girl.
but they sound so
Flying
beautiful.
roaches.
Like, once you get used to them. When I first moved there, I was like, what the hell is this?
Right.
But, like,
You
once
can
you
never
actually,
get used
like,
to flying roaches.
You can't, but
Ever.
it's the sound
Ever.
is really nice. But when I...
They got teeth too, don't they?
They're
Like
pretty.
cicadas.
They're
Yeah,
really pretty.
Yeah. I'm okay.
Have y'all seen
I'm
a
good.
picture of them?
They're
I'm
gross.
good. Weren't they like ruining people's like days? Like last year they were all over the place.
Well, see, I don't know about all
Look,
that.
Teddy,
I just
for
heard
real,
them.
I
I
grew
didn't
up
see them.
and I had roaches. I don't want to see them no more.
I'm
in Chicago.
screaming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beginning.
Well, you ain't got roaches now, okay?
No roaches.
You
now.
don't. You
Thank
don't.
the Lord.
I don't want to see no more roaches.
It's that favor. It's that favor. We still got roaches.
No, y'all don't.
Listen, we're going to
Yeah, we
talk
do.
about these roaches. It's okay. Just get some raid, get them out.
But
Listen.
no, college, going to Atlanta, it was very different. It was a huge culture shock. But one thing I love and forever love about Atlanta is that you are surrounded by black people. And you're surrounded by black people from different walks of life, you know, different financial situations.
1,000%.
So it's just different experiences, again, to just add to your experience.
Yeah.
And you live and you learn and you grow, honestly. And without Atlanta, I definitely would not be sitting here with you all, because there was a point in time where I was like, should I have gone to college? Should I have moved away?
Wow,
And,
dude.
you know, because by that time I was done acting. I told my mom I didn't want to act
Really?
anymore. Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Because I've been doing it since I was like 9 years old.
Yeah.
And by that time, I was graduating high school. I was like, I'm trying to party. I'm trying to live my life. I'm trying to see what else I can do. Like, I
Right.
went to school for journalism. Like, I wanted to do something completely different than what I
Gotcha.
was used to doing.
Look at that face.
But God had
Right.
other plans.
Look
God
at that
said,
face.
"Girl,
Yeah.
what you trying to do? It's not giving journalism, but
At
you know
all.
what I mean." So, but I had a great experience. I did, but yeah, without Atlanta, without my experience, I would not be here. I would not be on All American or All American Homecoming. You know
Come
what
on
I
now,
mean?
Mondays, CW,
9
p.m.
p.m. on
Yeah.
Hulu TV the next day.
I
and
love
on
how you keep
CW
playing
Web.
that on
Binge on
Hulu.
Hulu.
You
Get it
know?
correct. Get it correct.
Well, if you have Hulu TV. You can watch it next day.
Yeah.
On Hulu.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, look it.
See now,
And that I do.
Right, and that you
Jeffrey
do.
was super vulnerable, and she told us all the jobs that she had in college. A lot of
Oh,
people
that
said,
wasn't even all of them. That was just a
you
few.
got lists. You know
I'm
what
gonna
I'm
give you 3
But
jobs
see,
that she gonna
Cory-
be like,
Cory, everybody pays attention to like the end. They don't ever pay
Right.
attention to the beginning with you. Like,
Or
so
the
what,
middle.
Right. So what jobs did you work when everyone thought, you had it made or you were popping, but you still had to pay the bills?
Listen, when I moved here, I moved straight to Inglewood, right?
Okay.
I shared a studio apartment. And a studio is what, this little corner
Yes,
over
sir.
here.
Yeah.
I shared that. And I had
Or
a
as
lamp.
big as this, honestly.
I had a lamp.
A lamp.
And my man had the divider with the bigger section, right?
Oh,
he put the
man.
divider up so I could, like, if my feet can touch the divider. Like, how
Yeah.
I slept, my whole operating area was there. And what happened was I got a job at Kmart. I don't know if you remember the
Come on now.
Kmart. It was
Yes.
off of Manchester. It was the Super Kmart, the 24-hour. It was off
Yeah,
the
yeah,
405.
yeah.
In Inglewood?
I used
Yeah.
to work there. I worked there, and I worked graveyard
Maybe
so I can do my
wasn't born
auditions.
yet. What Kmart is this?
No,
I'm
it
being
was-
so
No, this-
serious.
it's back.
This was probably almost 20 years ago. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm a little
Okay.
bit older.
Okay. It was by so what happened was I would go there and do my graveyard shift, and I would do my auditions like in the morning, and I would work graveyard. And I had got my first movie. It was called Crazy Beautiful with Kirsten Dunst and Jay
Yeah,
Hernandez.
we know.
I don't remember
Yeah,
who shot
we
it.
know.
Period.
We know.
Oh, so you know.
Yeah.
And so what happened was I was on my lunch break. The commercial came on, and I told the manager, it was his brother. I said, "Hey, that's me." He was like, "That ain't you. Get your ass back to work." He said it. I was like, "That's me." I was celebrating. He said, "Get back to work." Like I was lying. I felt like I was like, "Whatever, man. I'm gonna make it one day, man." He don't know that was me.
Right.
And I had
That's
to like,
real.
but no, I worked there, and I also sold silverware
No way.
door to door. I sold
No
butter
way.
knives.
Where'd you get the butter knife?
It was my man down the street. He was just like, I got this side hustle selling
Yeah.
silverware in China, and I had like more butter knives than anything. I didn't even
Right.
have a full set.
Bro.
Mostly all
Period.
butter knives. And I sold
And guess
butter
what?
knives
Butter
around
knives
Inglewood.
are for bread, which you got now.
And that's
I'm
what I was
saying,
doing.
come on now. And then after that, you
Period.
saw one episode of Sister, you're like, it's a wrap.
These butter knives.
Right.
Kmart, bye.
Right.
These knives, man.
Man, I used to ride that 212 bus down La Brea.
Oh,
Man.
you really
I see so
went
many
through it.
fights on that
Yeah.
bus. And
Yeah.
it was so much going
You
on.
honorary LA.
I'm honorary LA.
Yeah, you went through the experience of
Yeah.
living
You
in
went
Los
through a real
Angeles.
I
LA
took the bus too. That's how
Yes.
you know. When
Yeah.
you take
It was
that
a journey
metro-
catching that bus from Inglewood
Yeah.
to Burbank, like to
Yeah.
Warner Brothers. It took
For
like 3
real.
days.
You took the bus to the studio.
I had no
Inglewood to
other
Burbank.
way to get there, no
Yeah.
other means of getting there.
Not
It took like 3 days to get there.
Corey.
You get back home, it's dark. You like, I had to do
not
2
lying.
trips. It take you downtown. You like, what is
Yeah.
going
You had a
on?
full
Hey, no,
day.
play you. I took the bus from Mid City to the studio in Burbank. I used to do the same thing. That's why I'm tripping out.
Wow.
It would take me a cool minute.
But look, I lived off La Brea and Hazel, right? So it's like I only had like 2 shirts and like a pair of jeans, and it was a Dada. Remember Dada? The cold one?
Yeah,
And it was blue.
I'm with you.
It was blue and light blue, and I lived where all the Bloods is. I can say Bloods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you already said
Yeah.
it.
So what happened
What
was,
game?
I remember they used to bang on me all day, and like I used to be like, man, this is my only kind of shirt I got.
I'm
It's blue.
screaming.
And I would tell them, man, I'm from Chicago. I ain't with that.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I had to wear a
Aw,
backpack like I was
Corey.
like a nerd and I was corny, and it was a gang, and I had to fake. Like,
you were grinding
'cause I was by
That's
myself.
all that matters.
and I said, I'm out smart him. I ain't finna
Yeah.
stoop to that. It's because I'm getting out
I
of
love
here.
it.
And then
I love
eventually
it.
I got a good commercial, and I moved to North Hollywood.
There we
No.
go. With all the
And you
trap-
never went back.
Yes, North Hollywood, into another studio. But it was it was all my space. And
Right.
that was my kind of my little journey.
What was the
Journey.
commercial that got you to move from Inglewood to NoHo?
Great question.
Commercial,
Nice
you can make a
commercials
lot of
used to-
money.
used to get
Yeah.
paid.
Well,
Right.
I'm pretty sure still now you still get good money with
They
commercials,
changed
but
those
like back
fees
in the
now.
day,
Back in the day, I
you
think
had a
I-
commercial, you were
I
good.
still
You
want to know what commercial
popping.
was, man.
Wow.
You were good.
Listen, I'm trying to. I don't know. I think it was a Toyota commercial.
Oh, well, that's why. That's why you had
Toyota Corolla. I did it by the Staples Center.
Ooh.
Period.
And I think my first check was like 10 racks.
Go ahead now.
10 G's.
And back then, what year was this?
And that was-
1940,
Oh,
Oh,
my
don't
God.
do that
Stop
though.
it.
Damn.
1950.
I'm in my 40s. I am old.
Now you
Stop
42.
it.
You
Okay,
Were
you
the
need to
Lakers
stop it.
still playing at the Forum?
Right.
Here in Inglewood?
Don't disrespect my man.
Oh my God! See, all right, I got y'all. No, it's fine. It's fine.
You're Haitian Jack to me.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. He still
No, I'm
be
just
calling
playing,
me
bro.
sometimes.
Yeah,
but that's
that's
another story. But no, I got the commercial check and I was gone. You know,
My dog.
yeah. So
You need to write a
Commercials,
book.
Still
Damn,
here.
look, let
I'm
me
still
tell you
here.
this.
Still
we
here.
do commercials for Toyota. It is not no 10 rack.
That's You
Because
ain't
they-
lying.
$10.
That's that new fee they give you now, that buyout. They show you a commercial unlimited.
Yeah.
They give you like 2 G's after taxes. You
Wow.
take home some Carl's Jr. money.
Not Carl's Jr., not even Jack in the Box.
I'm laughing because we're on YouTube, but there's so many LA references right
Yeah.
now. Man, I wish y'all would hear it. Like,
Right.
I
this
know.
LA ass.
You would say
conversation.
Carl's Jr. is LA?
Nah, it's Hardee's, and man, I'm saying YouTube is worldwide.
It's
Right,
worldwide.
that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
That's what I'm
true.
saying.
Yeah,
Like,
because this interview is going to be worldwide.
that's what I'm saying.
Everywhere.
It's going to be worldwide.
Look, let me tell you,
everywhere.
Corey, make
Everywhere.
sure that everybody knows about Homecoming.
I have to.
Everybody knows
Yeah.
who we are. But
love that.
what's real though is that at the end of the day, like what it is that we're doing, the show that we're a part of, and what we're trying to represent, it's
Yeah.
like, again, it's real life and it's important. And it's truth. Like
Yes.
at the end of the day, we need to be seen. We need people to know about this show, and we need people to love this show and support Black stories.
There it is.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
Whether it be for a season or 5 or 6 or
Yes.
whatever God
7,
wants.
8, 9.
Okay,
Let's keep it going.
We ain't going that far.
Okay, oh, no,
But
no.
no, if God wants it to go 9 seasons, you know, we'll take it.
It's not your plans anymore.
Right. It's not. But you know, like we deserve that type of hype. We deserve that type of support. We deserve that type of encouragement and uplifting
Yeah.
when it comes to stuff like this. You know what I mean? It can't just be solely focused on, again, fame, fortune, social media, and
Right.
you know, things that just aren't real.
That'll come as a result of doing this work,
Doing the
following your
work.
heart, following the passions and the important work that you're putting in. Let that come
That's
as a result
it.
of. Don't
It
chase
was a
it.
quote
Yeah.
that, because I worked with Clint Eastwood a few times, and he was the coolest guy ever. I'm saying, you know, Clint was so cool and mellow. So we would eat lunch, and he told me one thing that stuck with me for the rest of my life and career. He said, never worry about what you're going to get. Just show them what you got. Like, with
Yeah.
career. Don't worry about
real.
it. Show them what you got. So don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
Yeah,
So I was like, okay, I ain't going to worry about it. Just do my thing. And that's it.
absolutely.
Stay out the
That's
way.
deep.
You've
love
rapped
it.
before.
Still bite somebody's nose off if I have to.
We're all rappers here.
Huh?
Letty thinks we are
Yeah.
all rappers. I'm not mad at it.
I think you can rap. Go ahead.
No, I just know a lot of bars, but a lot of the stuff you're saying, I'm like, oh yeah.
It's the
Like
truth.
Nip said, it's not on you. It's not on you. It's in you. That
in
feels
you.
like that is like it's what you got. Like show them what
Rest
you
in
got.
peace, Nipsey Hussle.
R.I.P. Nip, man.
Yes, legend. I still listen to all his quotes. So when you said that, I'm like,
Yeah.
I listened to him. He was above his head of his time.
He
for
was
sure.
real LA too.
Yeah,
LA.
that's real LA.
I feel like the older that I get, the
Love him.
more I'm like able
Yeah.
to identify with like LA more. You know what I
1,000%.
mean? But I feel like there's certain levels to LA. It's like if you're from South Central, it's a different experience.
Oh,
Obviously,
yeah.
if you're from like View Park or like Ladera, it's a different experience. But it's all like it all plays a part with each other, you know. But I love being from South Central. Like,
No,
it's
that's
my-
beautiful.
my
She said
favorite.
West Covina. It's not LA.
No, not LA.
No, it's not. It's not LA.
Not LA.
No, it's cute. It's cute.
I lived off Western.
It's cute.
I lived off Western.
Western
before I-
what?
Well, it was like Western. It wasn't great area. I don't remember like the numbers. It was just Western, and that was like I lived there for a week. But that's a whole nother story.
I'm
Yeah.
screaming at
Western
a week.
and
You got
Venice,
to
that's
That was all
Miss City,
Western
baby.
Venice,
That's
Miss City.
That's me,
Okay.
man. We good.
We
Yeah.
good.
What's the most LA conversation we ever had here?
It
is.
Hold on, what's your Tans Burgers order?
Don't put me on the spot. I've never eaten there.
See, why'd you do that? See, you set her up.
I had
I've
Astro
never
Burgers.
eaten
Remember
there.
Astro?
Come on, where?
Is that still?
Gardena?
No,
I've
in
never
Inglewood.
eaten there.
On the bread. Astro. On the bread.
See? Come on, bro.
Remember
But see-
they put all the chili and
But
stuff on
I
the
grew
French
up
fries,
eating really
right?
healthy.
I'm already knowing.
My mom grew me up eating like organic,
Got you.
very much so like water.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, so you guys
No,
have money.
No
You guys
processed
have-
food.
you guys-
Water.
I'm on that now.
Because some people
Yeah.
don't drink
Oh,
water.
Sweet greens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all
Yeah,
clean.
like-
Water,
Money.
tea.
Yeah.
I didn't eat
Yeah, I eat clean.
until I went to Atlanta.
Right.
When I tell
Oh, yeah,
you,
Atlanta is different.
Atlanta got that good food.
Carbs on carbs.
Literally,
What you want?
Literally, you know how when people go to college, they gain
they do.
15 pounds, like that freshman 15? I gained 30 pounds.
Oh.
I went to school 119, came back like Christmas break.
Oh, you were thick.
Thick. Thick. That was the
Like,
last
hey,
time that I
yo.
was thick.
You only get that in the South.
Only in the South.
In the South.
I miss thick Jeff, but it's okay.
Aw,
you know,
no.
This is rich, Jeff.
this is,
Ooh.
Yes.
but it's
claim
also,
that.
it's also, you know,
Claim that.
yes, but it's, look at me, yes.
You are
yes.
a coach. I love it. Affirmations. Claim that.
Claim.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
this
this
is
is
worldwide.
Coach Marcus for
on,
sure.
man.
But also Corey,
Gotta
he's just
believe
big
it.
brother, family, and that's what I love about my cast too. Like we're all very family oriented.
We all
And
look out for each other.
We
Yeah.
bonded very
As you
quickly,
should.
very
We all look
genuinely.
out.
You know, Yeah.
For I just speaking on a girl's point of view, to have a guy be there and helping and guiding and just protective, even if it's for the show or how I'm sure it's gonna follow throughout the career. There's nothing like having an ally in that sense, because there's some things we can't stand up for on our own that if you do it, other people will listen. You know.
Yeah.
So I already see it. It's beautiful.
And I think it's a beautiful thing for like, you know, men and women to have those type of like familial or platonic bonds, because you do need that.
You need it.
Like you said, especially as women. Like I didn't grow up with brother. I mean, I have a little brother, but I didn't grow up with big brothers. Like I had, you know, guy friends that were like brothers to me. But like growing up with that experience, it's like, you know, I didn't really have that. But being on a show, especially in Hollywood, to have like men, especially black men in your space that want to see you win, that want to support and elevate you respectably, you know what I mean? It does mean a lot. And artistically too. It means a lot to work beside. Like, again, Cory is a legend. Like, we don't downplay from day one. We don't downplay at all. Like him, Kelly Jenrette, like they've been in the game. You know what I mean? And then it's just like for us as young actors, up and coming actors, to play alongside them and have that support. Again, that familial, that platonic like bond. It's very honorable and it's very legendary.
Yeah, because my thing is, like I said, it's amazing to see Geffri like having her own show, so you got to make sure you support that any way you can. And I know how hard she's working. You know, she works every day. Like, you know, I'm not working every day, so it's kind of like I know she's, you know, needs rest. You know, she needs to have her mind locked in, because you can go crazy if you just, you know, like not knowing where you're at, like don't have your balance.
Days.
Every day you don't have your balance, so it's kind of like you got to support that. And I always told her, look, this is a team. You know, I'm doing whatever I do. I look at everybody too. I'm like, how can I do this so everyone can bring awareness to everyone?
Literally day one.
You know, and whatever I could do, I'm here to help. And I always said that, you know. But at the same time, you got to let, you know, everyone as artists, you know, it's because it's all a new relationship. You don't, you know, because my intentions is always pure. And people who really know me know that that's what it is with me. It's not like, you know, I want nothing from no one. I don't.
Motives.
Because we ain't going to hang out a lot. I'm going to go home.
Right. But it's a beautiful thing when you can also meet people in the industry that can also vouch for you, like genuinely. Because again, Hollywood is great. Don't get me wrong. The perks, the parties, the events, the people that you could meet and kick it with, whatever. But like beyond that, you can really meet lifelong friends and like turned family. And it's a privilege to be able to sit here in this business and say, you know what, I actually had a genuine connection with this person, and it wasn't just because we do the same things, but it was because we vibed and we were in alignment. And I feel like since day one, Cory has always like shown up and shown out in terms of like just that support. Like the gifts that he got all of us day one were like vitamins and like, you know, vitamin C.
Vitamins.
I'm serious. It was like a big ass bag. I hope you can say ass, but it was like a big ass bag of like vitamins and stuff. And the note, I think it said something like, you know, just for us to like really just push through and have a great season. Man. And it's
everything was in there. Boo boo pills, man. Can I say that?
Hilarious.
You already did.
It's too late.
Well, that kind of support and that kind of love and that kind of friendship is visible. All American Homecoming every Monday, 9 p.m. CW, available
TV.
on Hulu TV the next day.
Yes.
CW app.
I got you.
Look.
She know how to
Number
sell,
one new
man.
show on the network.
Talk that talk. Thank you
look.
so much. I can't
Thank
wait.
you guys so
Can
much.
We come back and we talk about season 2.
Oh no, we'll be back.
God willing.
And just
Yes.
saying, if there is a Spanish class that needs a Spanish teacher,
Letty, come
hablo
on.
español.
Okay,
Come on.
look,
Letty
it's
and
giving.
Teddy, come
Look.
on.
In
He did
español,
that.
just
Come.
let's
That would
bridge
be amazing.
gap.
Ooh,
Yes.
okay,
All
right.
American soccer, maybe.
Ooh, NK, you heard that? It's giving your next series.
All American soccer, yes.
Look,
Yes.
All American football. I love that.
Shout out to our cast and showrunner, NK.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank y'all so much for
Holla at
having
us
us
too,
too.
though.
Yes.
No,
Nothing not playing.
You guys are family now. Cory Hardrict, Geffri Maya, thank you so much for coming through. It's been a blessing to just even sit with you guys and talk to you. And of course, many more blessings to come.
Thank you.
Same. Thank y'all.
Grateful
Pray
for
for
you
the
both.
Lakers, please, please, please.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.